what someone's saying and be able to apply it. So I need you guys to focus and give him all your energy, okay? And then after he's done, we're gonna stay around, okay? Don't go anywhere, stay here. We got some big things that are happening. So the guy that I'm gonna bring up, I can tell you all about his accomplishments, but I know you guys already know that. The thing that I can tell you from being able to speak with him and see him over the last few years is that what he brings to the table is his heart. So he's going to come out here and he's going to speak to every single one of you guys individually because he cares, and when he comes out, he pours everything into what he's saying. He has a podcast, right? Who follows his podcast? He's got a YouTube channel. Who follows his YouTube channel? And he does that. He does those things because he wants to give back, and he wants to help us, and he wants to help you guys really move forward in not only business, but your life. And so when he comes out to here, I want you guys to give him all your energy, all your excitement, because it's about the little things that you can apply that will completely change your whole entire life. And because of his vision, right, our theme is 2020 vision, because of the vision that he had a long time ago to start in business, because of the vision he had for his family and for his life, we're all here because of that. If he wasn't here, we wouldn't be here doing the same thing, chasing our dreams. And so he's going to share some of that with you guys today, what he's working on. Did you guys know he's back in the bake shop business? And hey, guess what? If you don't prospect them, you don't recruit them, he sure will. So you better leave this event running. I want you guys to help me welcome up. I can't say anything else. The one, the only, and Mylett!
I'm really honored to be here with you, and you can tell I'm pretty serious today, just because I think this is such a critical moment in our company's history, and it could be a critical moment in the history of your family if we start playing our cards right here. So I just want to tell you how much, before I begin, how much I admire you. I drove down here alone today. I got no security, no camera guys with me today. I just wanted to come down by myself, get my thoughts together. When I leave here, I literally drive right back, whatever it takes me, 2 hours back. There's 10 people waiting in my jet. We're jumping on my jet during my coaching program. We're flying to Vancouver. I speak in Vancouver, then I drive 2 hours up to Whistler, Canada, where there's a record blizzard, by the way. And then I've got about 3 or 4 days. Hannah will be there, 3 or 4 days of coaching with that group. Come back, speak in Beverly Hills Friday, speak in Salt Lake City on Saturday, and we'll start up again. So Hannah build the base shop. So this is important to me. My time matters to me, and you matter to me. And I just want to tell you as I open how much I admire you. This event is not about me, and it's not even about the top people that you see here. This event's about you and your families. And I admire what you're trying to do in your life, because I was in your seat at one point where probably most of the people in your family think you're probably crazy, right? Some of you are spending more, how many of you, this sounds good, you're spending more money on this right now than you're making. How many of you are doing that still, right? And I know what it's like to wonder whether you're crazy. I know what it's like to have people around you pretty sure you're crazy. And then I know what it's like to prove them all wrong. Yes. And I know what it's like to change your family forever. Yes. I know what it's like to become somebody you're proud of. I know what it's it's like to accomplish something you're not even sure you can accomplish. And so I admire you because you're in the 1% of the world that's even trying to do something great with your life and still after it. And you should feel really good about that. I mean that. You should feel incredible about that. I've dedicated my entire life to helping people like you, and I promise you this hour is going to help you. I didn't come here to play around or just fluff you up, right? I came here today to hopefully make an impact on you and your life. And I also want to thank the Charliers, Dan and Sophia, for the great job they're doing. The best person I've ever recruited in my life, and my #1 draft pick is Dan Charlier. He's totally full of desire and a stud and all that, but I'll be honest with you, Sophia's a crazy woman, like in a good way. Like she wants it back. She's competitive. She's after it. Like our first conversation, I was a little bit intimidated even. I'm like, this chick is serious, man. I was so impressed, right? And I don't start naming names, but Jay, man, Jay is one of my favorite people in the whole company. He's taking his place. You got the Iretons, which are becoming legendary in the company. You got the Aids, which have been who I think about and still come up in my prayers all the time. We eat all the time. We talk about your family. My kids see Lauren at the gym, so I got to tell my kids the whole story of us being together and how we met. And then obviously the Schlemans are literally my family. And I'm so proud of Christopher. I'm so proud of not only what he's done in business, but I'm proud of the man he is, the husband he is, the father he is. I admire you, bro. I love you. Obviously, Michelle, I love you too. All right, so can we get after it? Yes? So just to set the context for you, somebody said it. I think it was Ronnie that said it, but I was backstage. But I did just make a significant decision in my life that I think is worth sharing with you, and then I'll tell you what's been going on. I walked away from a lot of money to come back in the field. Like a lot of money. And so is there a clicker up here? There is. I see it now. They told me where to point it. I had a lifetime annuity on the company, basically. So I had an agreement where I overrode the entire company. That was paying me an 8-figure income, and it was pretty cozy. So like whether I showed up or didn't show up, my family was going to be earning an 8-figure income a month. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Yes? Yes. And then without getting any details, if I ever keeled over and croaked, there was a big check coming to my family after that as well. And it was something that I enjoyed doing. I helped the company on the inside and got to build other businesses. I got to build my social media profile, my show, all that stuff that I've been doing. But something kept coming back as I was coaching all of these different people that were paying me a lot of money to coach them. I'd come back and I would tell Christiana, I'd say, babe, the only thing that bugs me is all the issues they have in their business, we don't have in WFG. So when you coach other entrepreneurs, how do I scale? How do I expand? How much capital should I put in? Should I borrow money? Should I sell part of the business? All the stuff they can't do, limited markets, right? Limited expenses, inventory, all the things these entrepreneurs had, we don't have. And I kept coming back going, we already have the best business in the world. And my wife, who's always been 1 million, she's like, why don't you just go back in the field again? And I'll be honest with you, I'm like, I think I'm too busy. I'm kind of enjoying some of this other stuff. I like what I've been doing with the company. And she's like, but if you really mean this, can you with integrity keep coaching these entrepreneurs that aren't in the right business? And so, believe it or not, they thought I was nuts. I approached Trans-American Aegon and said, hey, how about y'all give me my code number back? Which, by the way, they moved everybody around in my own code number. So that thing's only paying a couple $1 million a year. They're like, well, how would we do that? I said, well, give me a little runway, give me some ramp, give me a couple years. You can take back this agreement we got. They're like, literally, they're like, you shouldn't do this. Are you crazy? This is going to save them hundreds of millions of dollars. Listen to what I just said to you. Hundreds of millions of dollars I walked from to get my code number and one above it back. That's not exaggeration. That's not to the point where everybody that I know thinks I lost my damn mind. Right? They're like, why would you step back and build a base shop again? And oh man, now you got to deal with the guys that work at Burger King and all those questions again. And why would you go from 8 figures to low 7 figures? Right? Because I believe this moment, this time, I believe the country needs what we do. I believe this is the greatest business opportunity in the world. I got a son that just turned 18 last week. He's getting licensed now, doing this with me. I believe in this company so deeply. I want to build it again, and I want to see what I'm capable of. I want to use modern technology, modern strategies, some of which I'll talk about today, to build this business again. And I think I can dwarf that base shop and building a super base front line of people again. And so if you've ever wondered whether the leaders in this company, particularly me, believe that it's better now than it's ever been, I've made a 9-figure bet on it. I've made a $100 million, multiple $100 million bet that this is the greatest time ever to be in this company again, and I'm after it. Does that excite you a little bit? Say by the way, just a definition of what's coming, what I've been doing so far is nothing, like literally nothing. I've got to build up my team again, and then I'm going to go loud on social media and on my podcast. I want you to imagine 1 million people a week who listen to my show starting to hear about our business. I want you to imagine super BPMs at the Staples Center, and another one at the Honda Center, and another one in Phoenix where the Suns play. Because if I call a BPM and I put it on social media and it's free to show up, we fill up arenas full of people now, not little hotel rooms, right? So there's some unbelievable things coming, I think, over the next 12 to 18 months again. And if I start running big events again, I'm going to blow your damn mind, right? If I start running these again, the entertainment I'm going to bring in, the speakers I'm going to bring in, will be pretty spectacular, okay? Pretty damn spectacular. They already were back 100 years ago when I was doing this. But if we're going to do it again, we're going to do it big, we're going to do it right. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. We're about to shock the freaking world in business. I'm not here to play small. I'm not here to build a little business. I'm here to do something over the next 3 years where we build a team, and you're a big part of it. And I bet on Charlier, and I bet on Haro, and I bet on Ironton. I'm betting on Schleiman. I'm betting on Nikki Cannon. I'm betting on I'm betting on Paul Hart, Juan Jaime. These guys are all in my hierarchy. That in 3 years we can build something that dwarfs the size that WFG is today. Over 36 months. You with me on that? Say yes. So, and that's without social media. Okay? But it is pretty cool to be arguably the number 1, 2, or 3 person in the world in personal development and business publicly. And when I launch and say, bam, this is what I'm doing, I've got my team in place first, something pretty psycho's fixing to happen. So I hope you're excited about it. And it's about you today. But just so you know, I haven't been messing around. If I can click on there, I'm clicking, guys, pointing at you. You don't have to, I don't know what y'all see, I don't know where the screens are, but this is just last month. We did 34 bass shop recruits in my little dinky bass shop. But what we really did, so I just smoked all your asses, which is pathetic, because I have 23 other businesses. I have a show. I have a podcast. I have social media. I have a speaking schedule. I can do 1 BPM a month if I'm lucky. My culture is very difficult to establish when you only have 2 or 3 days a month. Your system gets all over the place. Luckily, I've had help from guys like Brookshire and Nikki and Christopher and Nicole Went and other people have been helping me with my business. But the truth is, I'm just messing around right now, and we just trip into it. Actually, we didn't do 34 recruits last month. We did 71. But we had this goofy thing with the new code, you know, the switcheroo deal we did. Y'all probably had some of that. We recruited 100. Somehow, 42 of them got fired. I don't even know how the hell that happened. They're like, well, they didn't renew. I'm like, the thing kept not letting them renew, you dumbasses. It's the technology that works. You tell me my people didn't renew. I'm pushing the damn button myself. Doorknobs. Hell does a company our size can't get that crap straight. It's ridiculous, right? I'm out here building a bass shop. You can't even get my people coded. Right? But listen, we did 70 recruits in my base and 210,000 points. What did you do last month? We did 210,000 points with 3 agents. My number 1 dude was the number 4 personal recruiter in the company last month. The guy you don't see on there in New Jersey, Adam Maggio, he did 8 directs. My guy in Salt Lake City did 8 directs. They don't even show up for some reason on here. So I'm fixing to kick someone's ass in the bass shop again. I'm not here to do the number 5 bass shop. I have no idea how the big leaders in here, how the hell you guys still do 100 recruits a month in your bass shop. Like, what do you do all day? Like, for real, what do you do all day? Like, big time it? Like, walk around your office like you're a big shot? For real, how do you not at least trip into 100 recruits in your bass shop a month? You're a big time, man. You must be really cool. I see all you guys at your fancy dinners. You ever see me at any fancy dinners? You see me out partying ever? Like once a quarter I go out and do that stuff. I'm a worker, man. I'm in the bass shop anytime on the beach. I'm going to outwork you just like I did 20 years ago. I don't have any secret sauce. There's no magic message. People don't say yes to me because I'm famous or rich. That's no difference. They either want to do it or they don't. Right? But I'm going to outwork everybody to win. to get successful at whatever you do, Lexi, beautiful Lexi, you just outwork everybody. Because most people have no work ethic. They'd rather look successful than be successful. I got 3 things in my life. I got my spiritual life, I got all my businesses, and I got my family. I don't have time for a bunch of fake friends at social gatherings. My wife and I don't have a nanny. We raise our own damn kids. There's nothing wrong with having a nanny, by the way. I think it's wonderful. Half the time we go, man, we should have had a nanny. We'd have more fun, right? But we raised our kids. Mom and dad, business, faith, that's the life. Right? That's my life. It's been a simple fact. I have no desire on a Friday night to go hang out with a bunch of Yahoo strangers having small talk over cocktails. I want to recruit somebody. I want to change somebody's life. I want to be with my children. I want to be with my wife. I'm real clear on what I want. Well, I want you to write this word down. I'm intentional about my life. I'm intentional about my conversation. I know exactly what I want to do in my life. So I want to be number 1. I want to win. I want to help people. I don't have time for nothing that doesn't do that. So I know it's nice to see me on social media and I've got all these motivational messages and stuff. You get all that stuff, but I'm just going to outwork you to win. And be intentional. Like, get serious about your life. You think you stumble into a $500 million net worth? You think you stumble into having a Laguna Beach house paid off cash, a lake house paid off cash, a desert house paid off cash, a jet paid off cash, hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, millions of people listening to you casually? You think I do that by screwing around? Here's the one thing I'll tell you, and I mean this when I say it. There's not a human being that I know that works more than me. Because it's not work to me, it's my calling, it's my life. This is not something I'm trying to get away from. Not something I'm trying to get away from. I love it. I love the game. I love the hunt. I love WFG. I love changing people's lives. I love inspiring. I love moving people. I love winning. I love making big money. I love protecting families. I love every damn element of it. And I'd like you to love it too. I'd love you to get intentional. Here's the truth. You're not winning because you don't work hard at this. You're dabbling in it. I say that to you as a brother in the back. I may not meet you, but if you start doing something, I'm going to meet you. Just listen to what I'm going to tell you. If you work your ass off at this, long term, you will win. It's that simple. If you keep recruiting people, keep bringing people to meetings, you only got to find 7 to 10 key people. In your whole career here, you can find 7 to 10 key people. You become stone-ass wealthy. 7 to 10. So there's no excuse for you not to win. There's no mystery. There's no nothing. There's nothing you don't know, you can't figure out. It's not too complicated. You're not too stupid. You're not too black. You're not too white. You're not too fat. You're not too skinny. You're not too female. You're not too gay. You're not too straight. You're none of that crap. It's all BS. You outwork everybody long term. You keep recruiting people. You get good at communicating. You get good at the products. You will win here. This is not up for debate. We win here. We build leaders here. People succeed here. Their families are better here. You can clap for that. Yes. My biggest intention is that we bring some swagger and some confidence back and some aggressiveness to this company where people want to compete to win for their family. They want to do something special with their lives. And they know this is the best place in the world to do it with the best leaders at the best time. You with me on that? Say yes. I'm fired up. I might just have a damn stroke up here. My blood pressure medication kicks in there. Let's go, Ramapril. Kick it in. Want a cocktail of Cialis, Ramapril, Propecia, Rogaine. I really am. That's what this all looks like. You throw all that stuff in a jug and rub it all over you. Don't you want to win, man? Hey, for real. Like, as cool as you think it would be to look cool and win, it's so much better just to win. You know how good is a walk in the room just go, I'm kicking everybody's ass, man. My family's winning. My family's happy. We're making our dreams come true. My children are proud of me. My mom and dad are proud of me. I want that for you. Here's a cool thing. I mean it. I think you can tell I mean the things I say. I ain't any different than you. I'm not any different than you. I'm not any smarter than you. I don't have any more natural self-confidence than you. I don't have any magic words. I'm just a man. I'm just a sinner saved by the grace of God, just like you would be. Yeah. Right? Just like you are. I mean, honestly, I like that we kind of hero make our leaders here. It's cool. We lift them up. We're like superheroes. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy who loves his family, who wants to win, who wants to serve people, who wants his life to count. That when I'm old and dying someday, I look back on my life and I'm proud of it. That's what I want. I think that's what you want. Yeah. You want to look back someday on your life and be proud of yourself. You want to see God someday and he goes, well done, good and faithful servant. Right? That's what you want. You want your children to look at you and see you happy. You know what you really want? You want to be happier. If you could remember this, everybody you see wants to be happier. And I'm going to give you some tips now on building a business. We're going to get strategic. This is where like the energy level drops because it requires the work part. But I'm going to show you something here. I clicked, guys. I think I'll just tell you to click. There we go. Let's look at this glass of water. It's interesting. You ever look at a glass of water before when there's a straw in it? Can you see how, if you just looked at this straw with the glass of water, there's no water in it, it would just appear like there's a straw in the water. Most people look at the WFG business and think they see it, or think they're running the system correctly. They look at it and they go, yeah, it's pretty simple. You know, make sure after the meeting the guest meets the leader, and then 24 to 48 hours there's an interview, and 24 to 40 hours after that we do a list and make them a client, make a contact list, all that stuff. And they see it, they think they're doing it, but they're not doing it. There's this little invisible difference that I'm going to share with you now, and some tactics to help you with it that are separators. Okay? And so let me start out by telling you, if you look at that, can you see how the straw that's in the water is thicker and off-center from the straw that's out of the water? Can you see that, yes or no? Okay, that's a process called refraction. Refraction is the difference between the speed of light in water and the speed of light without water. There's a difference. That's the difference in a successful WFG business in the modern day and an unsuccessful one. Speed. You have to move faster. This is a modern society. You're taking too long. Listen to me. You take too long to break the floor. I'm in your offices. It's too damn long. Break the damn floor. Hello, good evening. We're a big time deal. This speaker's great, that speaker's great. Get in there. Are you hearing me? You're too wordy. It's taking too long. You still operate like it's 1988. It's taking too damn long. Your BPM cannot be an hour long. My BPM is 38 to 41 minutes long. Okay? Your guests don't understand what the hell you're talking about, and too many of you leaders are talking too much and too long, particularly about yourself. Okay? Okay? Hurry the hell up. Okay? Next, don't keep people till 10:30, 11 p.m. at night. They got families and kids. Train them, motivate them, get them back to their families. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because they're going to want to come back the next week. You keep keeping them till 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock. They're like, I ain't going back there next week. And their wife's like, you ain't going back there next week. So get to the point, get them out of there. My BPM ended at 8:30 this last week, Thursday night, 8:30. And I made them leave, except my leaders. My leaders stayed, but my rank and file, the people on my team that are new, get back to your wife and kids. Get back to your husband and kids. Get back to your deal. Go damn see a client right now if you want to. It's 8:30. How about you go have a 9:30 appointment set up? Instead of sitting around here, me just flapping gums at you about nothing. So be faster. You all with me on that? Faster. Get their first recruit faster. Get their code number faster. Make them a client faster. Get them licensed faster. It's got to be faster. It's too slow. It's too slow. Y'all with me on that? Okay? Start to have a sense of urgency about you. You waiting to be successful. You waiting to get to SMB. It's too slow. Hurry the hell up. Let's roll. Pick yourself up 5, 7, 10 recruits. Taproot the heck out of them. Write them all up here in SMD. This is not complicated. You're making it some big old deal. It's not. Let's go. Let me help you with some tactical strategy stuff. Tactics number 1, link everything to people's happiness. Every human being wants happiness. Okay? They want to be happier. This is a concept I want you to begin. business with us. Happier. By the way, the average income of my new base shop recruits is probably more like $400,000 or $500,000 a year. If you don't believe that, ask Brookshire. The vast majority of my recruits are seven-figure earners. So if you're wondering whether you can recruit high-identity people, yeah. The guy with the 11 recruits, Chris, he's at about $3 million a year in his other business. $3 million a year. Adam, the guy that's in New Jersey, he's the #1 recruiter in the country for Aflac. Recruited 8,000 people. Right? Out of Aflac over here. See you later. Okay, so he's doing okay. He's paying his bills. Okay, so link it to happiness. Y'all with me on that? It's all the way you describe things. So there's this great description. If I can find it, I'll give it to you. If I have it here, I'll show it. If not, trust me. See if I have it. Yeah, I don't have it. I'm super prepared. I left all my notes on my desk. Okay, there's this guy that sold a lot of hamburgers. His name's Ray Kroc. You ever heard of that guy? Yes. Largest commercial real estate holder in the country, by the way, too, is McDonald's. Okay, in the world. Okay, their burgers suck. Oh, you agree with that? Yes or no? Any McDonald's franchises in here, you don't take it personally, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Okay? Okay. Why in the world have they done so well? Because he's not in the hamburger business. Never was. He's in the happiness business. He created a mascot for a restaurant that's a clown. Think about this for a minute. He created a restaurant that sells food and the mascot's a clown. The best people in the world are not in the industry they're in. WFG's not in the financial business. We're in the leadership, fun, recognition, compete, change your life business. That's why it works. But guess why people want to compete and win something? They think it'll make them happier. Guess why they want to make a lot of money? They think it'll make them happier. Guess why they want to help other people? They think they'll be happier if they do that. So you're pushing the mini buttons instead of the big button. The big button is they want to be happier. All of you are here because you want to be happier. I'm here because I think if I do a good job today, I'll be happier. That's why we do everything we do in our life. So if you were a smart recruiter or a smart salesperson in the field, you'd be linking happiness. So that they don't want to just protect their family, they think they'll be happy if their family's protected. They don't want to just save for retirement or have college funds, they think they'll be happier. In fact, Ray Kroc's #1 selling meal is called a what? Happy meal. Has no relationship to cooked meat or pickles, but people think it's a happy place. Y'all starting to get it? Second thing is, begin to describe your product and your business as if it were beautiful and magnificent. So link to happiness and start to use descriptive words to describe our opportunity, our compensation, that make it beautiful and descriptive. There's this guy named Steve Jobs, and he rolled out these inanimate objects called computers or phones or pads when he was alive. And if you go back and read his quotes, he'd hold them up and he'd go, "Isn't this beautiful? Isn't it magnificent? Just look at it." Right? It's a laptop, dude. Right? Everybody else was in the laptop business. Ray Kroc was in the beauty business, the description business, the art business. The best people describe things as inanimate, beautiful objects. When you come to my BPM, you'll hear me say things like, "Isn't that magnificent?" You want to hear something beautiful? Let me tell you about our products. You want to hear about something stunning? Let me tell you about the Rule of 72. You want to hear something that is just gorgeous? Let's talk about making money. So I use descriptive things and link it to happiness all the time, and I do it quickly with speed. These are the little description things that people that are successful do that the unsuccessful don't, that all of you could be doing. You all got me on that? Say yes. Yes. Next thing, speed. The #1 breakdown in our business is once someone says yes. And then they got to get fast started. And there's all these debates of how you should do it. Do you do it where they call their own list, you call their list? You know, how do you do it? And when I got back, I'm like, it has to be faster, and I want no scenario disasters. Do most of you know what I mean when I say scenario disaster? Yes or no? Meaning that they mess up the call, and it goes to hell, they get rejected, they quit. Okay? That's what happens. So I'm like, how in the world can I fix this in a modern era? So let's go through a few things that we all know that are silly. Okay? #1, nobody picks up their phone anymore. Do you pick up your phone? Very rarely. you definitely don't pick up your phone if there's not a name on it. If it's just a number that's never been in your phone before, you pick it up. I mean, I literally never do, and you more than likely don't very often. And if you do, you're a little bit apprehensive when you grab it. Aren't you? You're like, this is a bill collector. Right? You're like, so nobody likes that. There's somebody running around WFG right now telling people to do drop-bys. Are you out of your mind? You want to drop by somebody's house? Now, if you're Raja Dalawal and you're in an East Indian community and that's part of their culture, that's a little bit different. But when I was a kid, if somebody dropped by your house, you'd be like, oh, I wonder who's at the front door. And the whole family would gather around and, oh my gosh! Now, if you're sitting in your living room with your family, you are knocking at your door, what do? You're like, what the hell? You kind of sneak up, hey, get the gun, get the kids in the room, kind of look through the peephole. Am I right or am I right? Don't drop by somebody's damn house, you fool. Who the hell's teaching this crap? Probably someone who doesn't go to base shops was like 1986, right? So don't do that stuff. And I don't think calling works initially either. Plus the calls are butchered by half of you and even worse by your recruits. So I started figuring out on my show or everything in my life when I introduce two people. You know how I do every single introduction I've ever done? In fact, I'm doing KTLA's morning show in 2 weeks. And it's not, well, I don't mean that to that bad, whatever, right? And so the producer, a friend of mine connected. But the way that she connected us was, she's like, I think the lady's name is Lou, that's the anchor on there. She's like, it was a group text. Here's my secret. She's like, Lou, I want you to meet Ed Mylett. Ed Mylett is the #1 personal development businessman in the country, blah, blah, blah. Ed, Lou is one of my dearest friends. She's the anchor of KTLA, blah, blah, blah. Perfect introduction, formatted, can't mess it up. She typed it, now we're introed, and then she says, I'll let you two take it from here. Every single introduction I have in my life, every one when I introduce somebody, every single time for the last 3 years, has been a group text. Paul, I want to introduce you to Dan Charlier. Dan is one of my dearest friends. We've been friends for 20 years. We've been in business together, blah, blah, blah. Dan, Paul is a great family man, blah, blah, blah. I'll let you two guys take it from here. Every intro I've ever done. Every single one I've ever done. Every guest you've ever seen on my show, I've either introed to somebody else or they've introed to me through a group text. Every single freaking time. You know what's cool about a group text? It takes no time. It can't be screwed up because we're going to type it together. Pretty cool, huh? Properly edified, done in a minute, and guess what's else super cool? If I recruit Paul, and I have Dan, if I recruit Paul, and Paul sends out that text to Dan, hey, I'll let you two guys take it from here. You know what I'm going to text to Dan? Hey, Dan, Paul, thanks for the introduction. Dan, great to meet you. I'll call you in 15 minutes. It forces me to make the call. I've been properly edified. It happened in 1 second. I don't, and by the way, for some reason, Paul, you don't have any reluctance in doing those group texts. But when I ask you to make phone calls, even when I ask you to give me references, it's a little different. But for some reason, when I go, just do a group text intro, I'll call the guy, confirm your reference, and let him know what you're up to. Zero. Not one single person has objected so far. Not one single person has had a scenario disaster. Not one single person in my base shop has not had 3 contacts done within the first, I don't know, hour of them being recruited. I'm going to kill you if you keep doing it the other way. You're going to get struck. So what happens is, the reason you're starting to see these numbers compound, even though I'm part-time, I'm going to tell you the key. You really want to know? We're faster. We don't have any control of point of contact issues. No scenarios of disaster. And my folks and me are calling those 3 references. We do it as a reference. And when we call, by the way, very transparent. So when I call Dan, when he was on there, I say, hey Dan, full transparency. I need to confirm Paul's reference really quick, but that's not my primary outcome. There's no bait and switch here. Okay? That's not my primary outcome. My primary outcome is to let you know what he's up to. Okay? So then I'll go through how long you know Paul. He'll throw up all over me about Paul for a few minutes. One of my best friends, went to college together. We're in the Marine Corps together. Whatever it is. I'll say, great. So we checked that box. You think he's wonderful. By the way, man, said the same things about you. Let me tell you what I'm up to with him. Okay? So that text, you can have it be whatever you want. But a lot of the times in our text, we're playing with different things. I just tell you what most of them say. Paul is typically texting Dan in that group text saying, hey, Dan, I want to introduce you to Ed Mylett. I'm really thrilled. I just went into business with Ed. He's going to be mentoring me kind of on a part-time basis. And I'm really optimistic about it. And I really trust this man very much. He's a wonderful man. And I want you to meet Dan Charlier. Dan and I were in the Marine Corps together for 20 years. If my car broke down in the middle of the night, whatever he says, Dan's the guy that picked me up. I'll let you two wonderful gentlemen take it from here. That's the text. I go, hey Dan, I'll blow you a call in 15 minutes, or I'll call you at 4 o'clock, or whatever I say. Hey Dan, perfect intro, totally edified. He knows what's going on. Bang, bang, bang. Me and you are meeting. Everybody with me on that? Say yes. It'll change your business. And all of you can do it, and there's no excuse, and your recruiting is going to go from like 33 a month to 40 to 50 to 100 to 200, because everyone's approached correctly, everybody's contacted correctly, and it happens fast. And it happens on time. All right, pretty cool, huh? Turns out I know what I'm doing. It's crazy. All right, next little tip I want to give you. Let me make sure I process the ones I can give you, because I just looked at the clock and I'm going to run out of time. Okay. There is a place you can prospect every single Monday morning at 7:30, where there is approximately 2 million people gathering. Would you like to go there? Oh, by the way, all of these people, when they gather there, are all into business, personal development, fitness, and improving their life. So they're right in your core market. Would you like that? Okay. So if I was somebody who was remotely serious about recruiting people, I'd attend that meeting every single day. Let me tell you where it happens. It happens on my Instagram page at 7:30 Pacific a.m. every day, Monday through Friday. I make a post. I have almost 1.8 million followers on Instagram, 1,787,000 as of driving down here today. Okay? That's a lot of people. And not only do I have that, but I have the highest engagement in all of business and personal development, meaning comments. People comment on my stuff. I get between 1,500 and 4,000 comments every single day. I get between 250,000 and 350,000 views every single day just on my main post. You are dumb not to be in there saying hello to people. If you were really serious about prospecting, you know how long it takes to make a comment on my Instagram page? You know how long that takes you? About a minute. About a minute. And so what you should be doing, by the way, let me tell you why I'm going to tell you this. I've said this at probably 8 golf holes. You know how much my engagement's gone up on Instagram after I've taught this? 0. Because nobody does it. No one's coachable, no one works, no one's really serious about recruiting, and that ought to make you feel great. So you actually started doing this stuff, you grow. So what I'd be doing if I was you is I'd make a comment every day on my page. I'd turn my notifications on. If you're not on Instagram, get on Instagram, follow Mylett, and turn your notifications on. That way someone will flash across your phone when I make a post. But I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's at 7:30 in the morning, every day. And then guess what? Thousands of people gather there. You need to start making a comment every day. And then here's what I want you to do. I want you to reply or like 5 to 10 other people's comments. Not 50 where you're spamming my page. I don't want you direct messaging them saying you work with me. Okay? I just want you beginning to show up to the meeting. Here's how social media works. When you begin to show up regularly, the first day Jeff does this, no one's going to do anything. Although, when you reply and like someone's comment, Jeff, you are typically the only person that day that does it, and you show up on their page. Did you know that? Yeah, so you stand out. But you do that 3 days, 5 days, 20 days, making a comment every day. People start to see you showing up. It's like gathering. They click on your post, and you will begin to acquire, slowly but surely, followers. You know how I know that? It's one of the main ways I grew my following. Commenting on Tony, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone. I wouldn't comment on their page. I'd comment on my page because you're not in business with them. You're in business with me. You're much more likely to get the types of followers you want if you were engaging with them. And once again, you may not get anything for a week or two. But what if this year you picked up 3 recruits from doing that? Would that be worth the 1-minute investment every single day? Yes or no? Guess how much rejection you get by making a comment and replying to people's comments on my page? 0. In fact, you're going to get some likes yourself. There's no rejection. It just takes some damn focus and some work. If you don't believe that works, let me give you an example. My brother-in-law, that's not in here, came to me a few months ago and said, I'm kind of trying to find out what I want to do with my life. I'm not sure how I want to do it, but I think I want to start a podcast. My whole family laughed at him, thought he was nuts. I said, I think you should do it. He goes, I'm going to do it on running, because he's a runner. And I said, bro, I love you, but you're not the fittest dude in the world to be a representative of running. And number 1, it's a very limited group of people that are going to want to have running podcasts. And he goes, but I'm not good at anything else. I said, that's not true. I said, you're an unbelievable father. You're a great father. You show up to every game. You've coached everything forever. I consider you one of the best fathers I've ever met in my life, and I do feel that way about him. He's a wonderful father. I said, you ought to do a dad podcast. And he goes, but I don't have any followers. I said, hey, what if there was a meeting every single day at 7:30 a.m.? 2 million people show up there. Okay? So he started out with like his 100 followers, started his dad podcast, and there's a guy named Brian Ward that if you go to my page, that fool every damn day makes a comment, and he replies to 5 to 10 comments a day. Every day he's been doing that now for a couple months. I don't know how many followers he's got now, but I think it's over 1,000. He's picked up 800, 1,000 followers in 2 months. I just promised you 3. Maybe you ought to look into doing what I tell you to do, huh? And by the way, speaking of KTLA, he just had one of the anchors of KTLA on his dad podcast, and guess where he's getting all of his guests? My page. He said Shea Hillenbrand off from the Boston Red Sox. Shea comments on my stuff all the time. You think any of those people want to get recruited? You think any of those people want to help with their money? You think any of those people want to know anything more about me? You dum-dums, get on there and comment every day. You with me on that? Say yes. Yes. That's 3 pretty good tips, wasn't it? You're on fire right now. Yes. All right. Are you still with me? Yes. All right, cool. Now let's talk about Mylett for a second. I want to tell you about my son. I'll show you a picture here. Click. There he is. That's me and little Max. Many, many years ago. I don't know how old he is there. He's a kid, a little boy. My son, God's awesome. God's awesome. And one of the things God did with me that was really cool, he's like, I'm going to give you a son very different than you. You ever have people say to you, hey man, that little guy's just like his daddy. My son is not just like his daddy. Number one, he don't look like me. Probably ought to look into that. I've known my wife since she was 5. His personality is completely sweet. Max is the kindest, sweetest, gentlest, just patient, wonderful guy. He's also super high IQ. Super high IQ dude. He's also not particularly athletic. Not particularly coordinated. Wasn't particularly confident. Whereas me, I'm not naturally nice. I'm not naturally easygoing. I'm a pretty intense dude, right? I was incredibly athletic. Completely opposite. So I had to decide when he was little. Christopher will tell you they play Little League, or my nephews, but they play Little League or football together. Let's just put it this way. In flag football, Max was a blocker. You know what that means, any of them kids, right? You can't get Max the ball. He can't throw the ball. He can't catch the ball. And he's not fast. In baseball, we couldn't figure out, to this day, I still don't know if Max is left or right-handed. Is that true? This poor kid has switched left to right-handed, catching and throwing a ball more than anybody in the history of sports. That's how you know you're uncoordinated. So it was pretty obvious. I decided very early, sports, life for Max is about dad just being encouraging. Probably completely opposite of how you think I'd be with my kids. Like I'd be this, let's go, we're going to win. Not at all. Love you. I used to tell Max before every game, hey man, you strike out 4 times or hit 4 home runs, I love you the same, right? Yeah, Dad. And he loves that stuff. He's just a sweet boy. And so all the sports Max played always was that way. And then I kind of figured out, hey, you know what? How about he just plays golf? And even in golf, he started out left-handed, went back to right-handed, back to left-handed, then he was right-handed. And so finally, Max went out and we moved to the desert where we could play a little bit of golf, and he joined this tour. This tour that Max played on, was the most competitive golf tour probably in the country. Let me tell you why. You know who lives out in the desert? Professional golfers. And this tour he was on, I would caddy, the dad would caddy, or the mom would caddy for the sons. So you do it together. And Max is a ragamuffin. He can't hit the ball, he can't putt, but for me it was about, I was so busy, that was 4 or 5 hours I got with my son, we had dad-son time, create some memories, tell him how much I love him, just spend time, me and him on the golf course. But once we started getting out on this tour, I'd show up like in Adidas sweats and tattoos and jacked up in a tank top. Max had these goofy old clothes and used clubs that his rich dad bought him. And then the other dads would show up, it's like, oh, that guy won 4 tournaments on tour. That guy's won 3 times on on the PGA Tour. That guy right there is number 3 in the world, and they're all dressed to the nines, custom golf clubs, swing instructors, dialed in, ready to compete. And we would play every week, and Max would finish last, about every week. Second to last, out of 30, 40 kids. And it just never occurred to me. We were having fun. Like, he'd top the ball. I'm like, hey, buddy, how'd that be? He goes, Dad, I almost missed it. I'm like, that crazy? Get another one, man. I'm like, hey, sorry, we're slowing you guys down. Go ahead, Max. These guys are looking at me like, aren't you like Mr. Peak Performer? Like, but their kids were miserable. My kid was having a great time. Their kid was like nervous if they hit a bad shot. First thing, look at their dad. You know that stuff in sports? Oh, Dad. And I've watched fathers scream at their kids, get out of the freaking bunker! What'd I tell you? Sink the putt! Max had 5 putt. I'm like, man, 5, we should go for 7, man. We're having a great time. I'm serious, too. Ask my wife. We would come back, and Christiana was pretty competitive. She'd go, do you think this is good? Like, usually if a kid comes home from sports, there's a discussion about the round, right? Like the game. We wouldn't even discuss it. Like he'd come home and say, hey mom, you know, Buzz Lightyear did whatever, you know, like we didn't even discuss it. It's like it never happened. Right? And so we would do this over and over, and it was fun. And Max is having a good time, but we're getting thumped every single week. We did this for like 2 years. Then both our lives changed one day. We were playing at PGA West. 3 tour players and their sons were in our group, and we played with them a bunch of times. And we played 9 holes, and Max was in last place and down by 12 shots. And we're still having fun. Got my arm around him. And at the 9th hole, they always give the kids food, and then you go tee off. Well, we were way behind because Max was playing so bad. And the food was way over there, like 100 yards, and the tee box we had to go to was like another 200 yards. So it's kind of a big gap. You never know when your life's going to change. And there's a point I'm going to make in a minute. And excuse me, I'm going to cuss once. Can I cuss in front of you one time? Yeah, just forgive me, Lord. Yeah, here we go. So the food's over there, and one of the dads, who I don't like, who is a professional player, I won't tell you his name. I'm seriously not going to tell you his name either. There's another dad in the group I like. And as we're walking over, this dad goes, hey guys, you guys go to the tee. Max, you're not in this thing anyway. Why don't you go grab their sandwiches for them, boy? Max like, okay, mister. I won't say his name. Okay. Max stops. What? I said, Max, stop. I said, what the fuck did you say? My son's not getting the sandwiches, dude. He's like, hey man, I'm just telling you, he's out of it. We're in a hurry. We're behind because of him. I said, don't you ever freaking talk to my son like that again. Ever. You hear me? You guys go up there, we'll get him. I said, Max, come here. I'll tell you this, Max's life changed. I said, Max, come here. They were walking away. I went down on my knee, I grabbed my son, I said, look at me. Max, good. We're going to fucking win today. Now he's a little scared. When he gets up to that tee box, I'll do it left-handed because I'm not good. He is now a righty. And, no practice swing. He gets over it, takes the club back. Pretty much down the middle. And I get up, and I come back to the tee box, and he kind of twirls the club and hands it to me. Here you go, Dad. I'm like, hey, nice shot. How's that feel? He goes, pretty good. I said, cool, let's go hit another one. So we get down there, we're walking. I said, Max, we don't win this thing today. These guys don't know what's coming, man. They've not seen you like this before. Okay, Dad, kind of a little more of the shoulders back, but not completely, right? We get up, he's behind because they hit driver. It's a 150-yard shot. I said, Max. Oh, it's a 130-yard shot. I said, Max, hit an 8-iron. I want you to hit this thing 8 feet left of the pin. No practice swings. Get up, engage. See it, Max. Close your eyes. You see that 8-iron? 8 feet left of the pin. You got it? He goes, okay, Dad. I said, no practice swings. He gets back up over the ball, takes it back. Hits it about 20 feet left of the pin. But he's on the green. Good shot, man. Kind of hands me the club back. Shoulders are back a little bit more. Right? We're still down 12 shots. They both hit their balls pretty good on the green. We get up. First kid putts. Max is the next away. Max is the type of kid he would just get up for 2 years and just putt the ball, walk and get it. I'm like, hey, line your putt up. Okay, Dad. He has no idea what he's looking at. None. But he's like, all right. He starts kind of looking at the putt. Kind of gives it a casual look. Okay. I looked at it. I go, knock that thing in there. Knock it in. Got 20 feet. God, it's so good when you make a decision for real, by the way. Max takes the putter back. Up in the air, back down into the hole. Yeah! Brilliant! Let's go! I said, how that feel? He goes, amazing! I go, you gotta get the ball out of the hole so make it putt, buddy. Oh yeah, okay. Grabs the ball, now his shoulders are back. Hey dude, we're down 11. 8 to go. Let's do this. Next hole, I let him hit a driver. He hits a good driver. It's par 5. Magic moment of life. I won't take you through the whole round, but you need to hear this. Magic moment of his whole life. It's par 5. If you know golf, you know what that means. Both these kids hit their shots. They lay up. Okay? We're down 11. I'm like, Max, hit the 3-wood on the green. 220 yards. Huh? Hit the 3-wood. There's a lake in front of the hole. Dad, there's a lake. I go, hit it on the green. Okay, Dad. He grabs his 3-wood, and he did have a beautiful swing. Takes it back. This is where God is. And it's going. It's as good as he can hit a 3-wood. And like in slow motion, I'm watching this ball go. There's like a brick, like a rock wall, then the lake, then the green. Go, please, Lord, get there. It's like an hour and a half, right? And it lands, hits the wall. Up straight into the air from where we are, into the air, except it actually hit the wall and went a little bit forward, hits the green, starts rolling, and goes in the cup for a 2. This is now a double eagle. Yeah! Max hands the club, I'm just staring at the sandwich, Dad. Stop, buddy. Now these 2 guys are like, what the hell's going on with Max? Right? Thank God. This thing hits the wall, Max is probably unemployed the rest of his life. Right? But it hits the wall, goes up, goes in the hole. Long story short, we go to the 17th hole, Max is down by 2. The 2 leaders are in our group. Max hits his first shot in the fairway. Next guy hits a shot in the fairway. But now Max has this thing when the ball's on the green, he's like... Now he's getting over the ball. Hey, Dad, what do you think? I'm like, well, I don't know. What do you think? I think it's a down color, left to right, maybe a foot outside the cup. What do you think? I go, oh, that sounds good, man. He has no idea. Right? Makes a putt, makes a birdie. We go into 18. He's now in 2nd place. The other kid's behind us now. The main kid, whose dad's a dick, is in 1st place. He's in 1st place. And they all hit their drives in the middle of the fairway. And Max hit it the farthest. And I hear this dad say to his son, now they're puckering up, because for them it's like national rankings. We don't even know what any of that crap means, right? We don't know any national rankings. So anyway, Max, the kid gets over the ball, and I hear Dave's name. I hear him say, I won't say the boy's name. He says, don't hit it who hit an unbelievable shot after hitting it in the water, put it close, he makes his putt. If Max 2 putts, they tie and go to a playoff. If he 1 putts, they win. Stupid dad now. Stupid dad, Mr. Motivator. I'm like, hey, don't hit it too far past the hole. Because if we 2 putt, we go to a playoff. Max says to me, the same kid, he goes, Dad, I'll make it. I'm like, okay, make it. He does his little walk around the hole, comes back, takes the putter back. That ball was halfway to the cup, 4 feet there. Max is walking the thing in. Bam! Makes it, pulls out the cup. Woo! Man! He wins the tournament. He goes ballistic. Let me tell you something. That's him that day, warming up. Oh, I didn't tell you something. Let me tell you one thing I did with him. That's him warming up that day. Here's what I did to him after 9 holes. We had a shirt in our bag, and I could change his identity. When we got the lunch, I got to tell you this. I said, hey man, you know Tiger wears red when he wins? You need to wear blue, because these guys are going to be crying. And we switched shirts after 9 holes. That's Max after the win. Look at that little face, right? So, he won. All of a sudden now he's walking with his back up a little bit. He's a completely different person. He went on to win about 17 tournaments over the next 2 years. Why do I tell you this story? Because Max decided finally not to play golf, but to win at golf. You need to decide to stop playing in WFG and you're going to win in WFG. That's an intention. That's a decision you've got to make that you're going to decide to win. Listen, in your life, I was driving down here. It's a weird day to think. I'm like, I'm 48 years old. I'm running out of time. Maybe I got 20 great years of living left. What do I want to do with it? I want to win in every area. And I want you to win, man. You're too casual. You men in the room, brothers, listen to me. You need to step up and win for your family. You need to be that man you told her you were when you started dating. You need to be the man. You need to lead your family. You need to step forward, be a champion. Show them they can be happy. Show them they can win. Show them hard work pays off. What's it lead to? This is multiple victories. Look at that. A couple weeks later, he shoots 64 with me. Look how big he is now. When I tell you he's not my kid, right? That was just last weekend in Cabo. And then, click. That's him signing his college scholarship last week. Play golf. How do you go from years and years and years of losing and losing and losing on to go play college golf and had multiple offers to go to different places? How is that the case? Is he the greatest golfer on earth? Absolutely not. Is he going to play pro golf? I don't know. Probably not. Doesn't matter. He's learned the recipe, which is that he sets his intentions to win. That he can win at something. He's intending to win. You need to intend to win. Y'all hear me on that? Say yes. Yes. And you women, you need to step up too. How many of you have kids? Okay. You know, like when you go to one of their games, if it's baseball or football or a recital or a Christmas play, what kid do you see? Yours. You see yours, don't you? There's 50 kids up there, you see one child. Yours. When they're in the field, you see yours. When they're singing the Christmas pageant, you see your little one, and then maybe the one weird kid who's lip syncing on the side. But for the most part, you see your kid, right or wrong? Okay, imagine that as much as you just see them, that 1,000 times more they just see you. They got one mom, they got one dad. Their whole view of the world, their identity, what they think they're capable of, what world can be like, what their life can be like. You show them the view. You show them what's possible. You show them what happiness looks like. And they don't act like it all the time, especially when they get to teenagers. But they're watching. They know whether you're happy. They know whether you're winning. They love you no matter what. You love your parents, don't you? If you have them in your life. You love them. But there was an age where you figured out who they were. I love my dad, but I love my mom, but you know whether your parents are world changers, made a difference, done something great, fulfilled their potential. You figure it out at some point. So are your kids. So are your grandkids. Those of you that don't have kids, so do your parents. Whether they think they can, listen to me. People say, nah, I know a lot of people, man, who their dad was a loser, they turned out a winner. Yeah, but their dad taught them how to be unhappy. Their dad didn't have joy joy. And more than likely, even though they make a lot of money, they're not happy and they don't have a lot of joy and they don't know why. But the reason they don't have a lot of happiness, the reason they don't have a lot of joy, is because their dad or their mama didn't. They may materialize different results, financial success, impact, but are they any happier? Are they marginally happier, dramatically happier? Your kids know it's not good enough, mama, to go, hey, baby, you can be whatever you want to be. Because what she's thinking is, then why aren't you, mama? Dad's telling your kids, you can win, you can do something great with your life. Well, Dad, how come we're not? How come you're not? You're my damn hero. You're everything to me. I may not say it that way, but you're everything. You're where I come from. Why aren't you? Why aren't you happier, Daddy? Why aren't you winning, Daddy? Why aren't you making a difference, Daddy? I love you, but I want to be proud of you. I love you because I'm your son or your daughter, but I want to be proud of you, and I want you to be happy. I don't care if you're rich or famous, but I want you to be happy, like the real happy, not the barbecue happy. Not to go to the river on the weekend happy. The happy when you're alone with you. The happy that if you didn't leave here right now, you've maxed it out. You're proud of yourself. At the end of your life, you go, I did it. I did it. That happy. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Let me show you a video that'll illustrate the point. You guys can play that video.
Daddy is the sweetest daddy in the world. Daddy is the most handsome.
A little louder, a little more.
The smartest. The most clever. The kindest. He is my Superman. Daddy wants me to do well at school. Daddy is just great, but he lies. He lies about having a job. He lies about having money. He lies that he's not tired. He lies that he's not hungry. He lies that we have everything. He lies about his happiness. He lies because of me.
want to be happier. And you deserve to win. You got a beautiful family. You were born to do something great with your life. Listen to me. You were born to do something great with your life, sister. You were the one who doesn't even know whether this is for you or not. The one that's not even sure you can turn it around. The one, some of you in here are ashamed about your past. Or you come in here hurting, or your business is down, your life's down, your relationship isn't what it wants. You don't look the way you want. Nothing's worked out so far. The game's not over. You got time left. This is your shot. It's for real. Can you feel what I'm telling you? Say yes. Yes. I did not come here to motivate you today. I came here today to remind you of who you are. I came here to remind you when you were a little girl or a little boy, you had this sense you could do something special. You knew you were special. It's because you were closer to God at that time. And I'm here to just remind you, He loves you. You were born in His image and likeness. It is the DNA of the King of Kings. Runs through you, man. Through you. If you'll step into it, if you'll decide, I love my family. I was born to do something special with my life. Thank God I found this opportunity. It does not matter what you did before this meeting. It does not matter you haven't made it yet. It doesn't matter about your past. Half the stuff you remember from your past ain't even true. You've exaggerated it. 77% of our memories aren't even real. The event is real, but the details aren't. But let me tell you what is real. The future, your opportunity, your family. You got one shot at this life, and time is running out on you. You young guys in this room, it was like yesterday I was the young guy. Yesterday I was the young dude here. Now I'm the old man. And it happened like that. It was a blur. Your family's dependent on you to do something great with your life, to max out your life. And I'm going to tell you something. If you stay in business with me the next decade, because I'm going nowhere, if you plant your flag, if you decide you want to go on one of the greatest business runs of all damn time, which is what I intend to do, to build more million-dollar earners than any entrepreneur that's ever existed. If you stay, you give me a decade, you plan your heart, you make a decision, you go on a run with me. I'm going on this run till I'm 60, I'm 48. At 60, I'm going to look up and make some decisions. Maybe I'll go 10 more after that. Maybe I'll go 30 more after that. But I'm committed till I'm 60 years old for the greatest business run in the history of North American and worldwide business. It's the beginning right now. You just turn the page. You didn't even know it. You just turn the page. You're like a new woman. You're like a new dude right now. You're just stepping into it. You're like that time Max hit that first putt. He hit that first 3-iron, twirled that club back at me. He didn't know it. He was turning the page, man. He's a whole new dude. Made that next putt, whole new dude. You didn't know it, but you just stepped into the new you.